Hello there, I'm tmib, and this is kind of another Godforge video. Today's content leak, which was released at 4 p.m. UTC, is for the Desecrated Daimyo. As you can see, he is a modified version of Oda Nobunaga. His in-game bio reads, as he is already a fearsome warrior on a path of conquest, the leaders of the Izumo fear Oda Nobunaga enough. The notion of a chaos-corrupted variant of him, drawn from parts of planes unknown, is terrifying. Yet that is the Desecrated Daimyo, a maddening and honorless entity of hatred and death, protected from his enemies by twisted aether itself. Nobunaga was born in 1534 and lived until 1582. He was a powerful Japanese daimyo, or feudal lord, who played a key role in unifying Japan during its late Sengoku period. He introduced modern warfare techniques, including firearms and disciplined infantry tactics. His actual armor looks like this. What struck me about this is that Oda Nobunaga is a character that I've recently seen in another game. I've recently been playing Assassin's Creed Shadows, where he looks like this. First, let's talk about the two game versions. Both retain this samurai aesthetic with armor structure. Both they have traditional samurai armor, kabuto, mempo, do, shoulder guards, and thigh guards. Both have commanding presence. Each depiction represents Nobunaga as an imposing, powerful warlord figure with ornate and regal detailing emphasizing his leadership and authority. Both utilize layered armor pieces with strong color accents, the red in Assassin's Creed, the purple in Godforge. Both of these seem to draw the viewer's eye to the chest and mask area. As far as differences go, the Assassin's Creed version shows a realistic, historically grounded samurai aesthetic, while Godforge's version is supernatural, glowing with purple corruption and infernal motif. The Assassin's Creed armor uses leather and iron and some other materials, reflecting real Sengoku period craftsmanship. The Godforge version incorporates mystical metals, glowing runes, and exaggerated ornamentation and otherworldly look. The Assassin's Creed Nobunaga wears a traditional mempo with a mustache and gold crest. The Godforge version has a demonic mask with glowing eyes, horns, and ornate spikes, the symbols of corruption and chaos. So now, knowing these similarities and differences, let's compare them both to the real armor. All three share the samurai kabuto, with a crest centered at the forehead, a key element of samurai heraldry. All three have segmented laced plates on the chest and thighs that are seen in a defining feature of traditional Japanese armor. Each version includes a belt or sash tied around the waist, maintaining the correct silhouette and movement flexibility of the samurai's armor. But there are differences. The real armor is practical. Iron, leather, silken cords, where the video game versions use a more stylized material with exaggerating textures, lighting, and magical effects. Nobunaga's historical armor is relatively subdued with dark browns, blacks with gold, while both game versions use heightened color schemes, vivid reds, glowing purples to fit their artistic direction. The authentic armor shows noble simplicity and functional design. The game armors are heavily ornamented for visual storytelling, emphasizing power rather than historical accuracy. But there's nothing wrong with that. The real armor has heavy, quilted, fabric-covered sleeves with metal plating sewed inside. It's a very distinctive and bulky look. Whereas the in-game versions, the arms are sleeker with visible segmented plates instead of fabric padding. The historical suit has large, square shoulder plates that extend outwards, whereas the game versions have a streamlined or more stylized for a more fitted, heroic silhouette, which loses the boxy, practical profile of this true Sengoku period armor. It makes one wonder more about the history of Nobunaga. From doing some quick reading online and from playing Assassin's Creed, I know that Nobunaga was a warlord, the first of three, who unified central Japan. He was betrayed by one of his generals, and it is believed that he committed seppuku, ritual suicide, while a temple burned around him. I do not believe his body was ever found. And later that general was killed in another battle. Why I mention all of this is because I kind of feel like because he was betrayed, they may work that into the background, the history of the character before he became the corrupted daimyo. It could very well be that he became the corrupted daimyo in order to seek his revenge from the Chaos Realm. We'll know more, of course, once the game launches. And I have a few more things that I kind of want to show you while we're sitting here. Desecrated Daimyo has several abilities. His basic attacks all enemies. This attack is 200% defense and 100% attack based with a 100% chance to place an initiative down 3 for 1 turn. His core ability, Daimyo's Decree, has a 3-turn cooldown. Attacks all enemies with 200% defense and 100% attack, and places a speed down 3 for 2 turns on all enemies. His ultimate, Eternal Corruption, removes all debuffs and places barrier 200% defense on the Desecrated Daimyo and reduces divinity cost by 100. His passive, Desecration of the Wise, decreases divinity by 150 when attacked under a barrier, heals the Desecrated Daimyo by 25% of max hit points when attacking under a barrier, and the Shield of Shadows is immune to all disables. Has another passive, Relentless Strike. Has a 50% chance to activate Conqueror's Blade when attacking under a barrier. The chance is reduced by 50% if the Shield of Shadows is not under a Speed Up 3 or a Knit Up 3. Will always activate Conqueror's Blade when the Desecrated Daimyo's turn meter is reduced. The Desecrated Daimyo has a number of minions that you're going to encounter in the boss fight, and they gave us those powers as well. They are their Forsaken Shinigami, which has a basic of Desecrated Sweep, attack 1 enemy, 200% attack, place speed up 3 for 1 turn on the Desecrated Daimyo. Passive, Fallen Guardian. When the Desecrated Daimyo is defeated, will increase the divinity cost of the Desecrated Daimyo by 500. Desecrated Guard, Forsaken Tengu. Basic Aerial Strike. Attack 1 enemy, 300% attack, place in a Knit Up 3 for 1 turn on the Desecrated Daimyo. And a passive of Fallen Guard. When the Desecrated Guard is defeated, reduce the divinity of the Desecrated Daimyo to 0. I believe that these 2 passives are going to be key to this encounter. When you defeat one, it increases the divinity cost by 500. When you defeat the other, it reduces the divinity that they have to 0. If you can increase the cost by 500 and reduce his divinity to 0 right before he gets to use it, you buy yourself more time in order to win the fight. Additionally, you're going to want to make sure that you don't use heroes or abilities that have a reduction of turn meter, because when you do, his Relentless Strike passive will trigger, which means that he'll utilize his Conqueror's Blade. So if you're reducing a turn meter fairly often, that's going to up the amount of damage you're going to take significantly. That's all I have for you today. I hope that you found this video interesting, maybe the history or the comparison between historical and the animated versions of Nobunaga. I'm going to put some links down below so that you can read more about his back history. And until next time, Forge on.